So for the background of the Kookaburra and the text, I'm going to use a pastel lemon colour, yellow obviously, and yeah, that should highlight everything. I don't need to be too careful with the text because that'll be a darker colour, same with the dark brown branch and the Kookaburra, so not as careful as I had to be with the actual frame. I did do a couple of touch-ups before I left for work this morning with white, just over the couple of turquoise areas that I had gone over, but they were tiny, small little ones, and I ended up having a lot of white paint in the palette, so I just decided to basically give the white a second coat to try and make it a bit more consistent and make the other colours pop a bit more, but yeah. So for the highlights on the frame themselves, I'm thinking like a gold colour, look a bit more antique-like and a bit more posh and expensive and all that, so that's probably the way I'll go there, but I'll get this yellow done first so that then I can start painting the actual text and the Kookaburra. The text, I'm kind of going backwards and forwards in my mind as to what colour I want for the actual text itself. I was thinking initially like maybe a brown colour, but the Kookaburra itself is brown, so maybe I'll go for something that's a bit more stand out. Probably not a red, I don't want it to be too gaudy. I mean, it's reasonably gaudy. It is a French style and it's like bright turquoise and gold leaf, so that's what we're going for. But so probably not a red, but maybe a blue, maybe an orange, something of that kind of tone. I guess once I've done the background I'll have a better idea. Obviously I kind of know the colour palette for the Kookaburra itself is a brown and white kind of blend. I haven't really looked up pictures of Kookaburras yet, but I will when it's time to actually start the painting. The branch will just be a dark brown or a black, probably a dark brown. Not as worried about the yellow going onto the turquoise as I was the turquoise onto the white, because turquoise is a much darker colour, so it's just going to be easy to do any touch-ups required. But once again, it's best to not need to do any touch-ups at all, just do everything perfectly the first time. So we do hate rework. The idea is always to get it right the first time, but that doesn't always happen. So with this I'm needing to get the lettering, the yellow in the little dots of the O and A and things like that. Yeah, and in between the letters. So yeah, probably just easier to go over the whole thing. So I don't really care if there's yellow on the letters, because whatever colour I do end up putting on here, I'll definitely want it to be a darker colour so that the letters stand out. So I don't need to be as careful with the lettering as I initially was. Just get the letters covered. A reddy brown. Maybe a blue would look like a dark navy sort of blue. This is, oh, there's a turquoise. You call that a green or a blue tint. So with the little gold leaf, yeah, I think that will look good. Okay, so I've just painted the yellow background, and now I'm going to put some AK gold down to do the gold leaf. Oh, assuming it's going to come out. That, yeah. Oh, I've got it bubbling. What is going on? Okay, it doesn't seem to be blocked. Oh, I just put it on the vortex mixer before I started recording, as I do, to oh, jeez. Okay, let's stop this recording. Well, I seem to have recovered most of the wasted gold, but I certainly did. How much I might need? Probably about that left. Well, I don't know what happened there. It just had a jam and then decided to release all its paint all at once. Hate wasting paint. But I did recover a fair bit, so hopefully that's alright. It's the first time I think I've ever had a problem like this with AK. Third generation paints. I don't know why. I mean, I even checked. Maybe I should get one of my really long needles you use for declogging 3D printers. I used to have one around here and I kind of lost the darn thing. It was so small. Anyway, let's get back to the original point of this whole video before I got so distracted. That was certainly unplanned. So when you do have a accident with dropper bottle style bottles, which is what I mainly use, you can remove the cap. Obviously you've got to be a little careful not to squeeze too hard, because you can actually squeeze the plastic tube and damage that, and I have done that in the past. I find the best method for that usually is to kind of turn it rather than pull it, and once it starts turning, you know it's loose enough to then pull. Don't just try and pull straight away. I am actually really happy with how that gold is looking. It is a nice gold leaf. Haven't used this AK gold, I don't think, yet for anything. So yes, it was a brand new full bottle. So yeah, I really don't know what happened there, but like I say, I did have it on the Vortex mixer, which is off camera, so I usually do my mixing before I start recording, because there's no point just watching me leaning off screen. I don't think you'd see anything, so. But they do a very good job of mixing bottles. I do put, I think I've talked about this before, I do put an agitator ball. Some people call them mixing balls, same sort of thing. It's a little stainless steel ball bearing. Some of the paints you buy come with them already pre-done, but most of the Vallejo stuff and the AK hobby paints that I use don't come with them. And I don't know if it really makes that big a difference or not, but it's just habit. I bought them early on, and they're not expensive. The ones I buy are Army Painter, I think. They call them something different as well. Forget what they call them. I can find them quickly. My little shakers. They call them shakers, stainless steel shakers. Yes, AK, not Army Painter, it's AK. But yeah, so I use these ones and I find they work really, really well. So agitator, shaker, I call them mixer balls because that's ultimately what you do with them is mix the paint. And like I say, most of the paints I buy don't even have one. Some of the online forums and Reddits and that you'll read, they'll say add 2 balls, but I only ever just add 1. I mean, I always kind of figure if it didn't need 1 in the first place, I don't, see the reason why I need to add 2 per pot. I just add 1. And I'm going to have to put some of the gold paint back in the bottle. I don't think I'm going to use all of this. I will do a second coat of the turquoise, but I wanted to put the gold down first and then do the second coat around it. Not sure blue text will work with the gold now I think about it. Definitely not green, there's enough green. I guess you could even go black. Still time to decide. And then even then, like, I have on the odd occasion painted something and just didn't like it so much, I just repainted it something else. You can have an idea in your mind, and usually I like to try and visualize what color it's going to be before I start painting. I mean, these days I do a lot of AI images. I mean, AI use them for the thumbnails anyway. But I'll create them before I start the project to get a idea, and I use Google Images as well, just to kind of get a bit of an idea as to color options and palettes, and then I'll just form in my mind what I think is going to be the key way to go. Alrighty, so that is the gold leaf and the AK gold. After a minor trouble. But yes, I'm very, very happy with how that little gold leaf looks. And once I do the second coat of the turquoise, that frame will look a lot more consistent than it does at the moment. Although you could even argue to just leave it as it is, and it kind of looks a bit like that distress style that the French seem to like. But I'm probably going to give it a second coat to get it look better once that's all dry. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching.